I think we're recording now. All right, what is up, guys? Rudolph Verse here. We are back with another video. We did a little bit of we did a spotlight kind of breakdown earlier, but this one here, we're basically gonna do another video of what you really need to know. That video was just basically information I knew up front. But after completing a series, um, I kind of know a little bit more in depth. So this is kind of what you need to know for that here and there. So we did I wanted Mark Gasol out of all the other players, which is why I did it first. I'm gonna go for Paul Pierce next. The other ones are just yeah, give me Opals, I guess. And I man, back in the day, I used to get so many diamond contracts like back to back, and now it's like I don't ever get diamond contracts anymore. But I used to get so many. Now I gotta figure out how to start getting them again, so I can, put some on some of these opens I'm gonna grab. But yeah, so to break this down, basically, I guess I'll start from I'll tell you the standard stuff too, right? So each there's five decades, obviously 70s to 2010. Each one has 10 games a pop. They're all same difficulty, superstar level, all 5 quarters each. So right, so just if you do the math there, right? So each game is 20 minutes, um, straight up. So if you do the math there, 10 times 20, that right there is 200. So 200 divided by 60 is like hours, three and some change hour, three and like a half. Or is it? No, actually, no. I'm tripping. It's actually like four hours and some change. I think just for one of these, right? And you know what? No, I was gonna say I'm gonna break out the calculator. No, I'm not even gonna do that. I think it's like 4 hours and some change just to do one game or one of these series, right? So 4 hours and some change. So looking at it straight up, uh it isn't too bad in terms of difficulty, right? Superstar is a level of difficulty where you green shots consistently, and if you're that skill, and you they don't make everything. Like if you ever play Hall of Fame for like those other spotlight sims on Hall of Fame, they really could make almost any shot. Like right, Michael Jordan do fadeaways from half court or something like that type stuff. Where like it just seems like it was way more impossible to stop them than anything, and that was really the biggest thing here. And they missed quite a bit on here. I went against the Warriors 3 times, and Curry and Clay were missing threes, like crazy. So there is a big difference here. So let's look at. So anyways, with the superstar thing though, yeah, so it's pretty doable. You can pretty much knock each of these out, without really. I only had to replay one game, and that was just third one here with against the Heat. I was playing that in a second, but yeah, you should be able to easily take on each team. Really, pretty much if you can basically come up with a little bit of a strategy before each game on how to deal with each team. If you feel that if you're not really comfortable going against superstars and against these opal level teams, yeah, you can kind of come up with a plan. Some of them I had to, like this Heat team. Other than that, I just kind of play each of the other ones. But yeah, so looking at it right, let me show you guys these teams. So it doesn't matter if the card is was on that team or not, right? It's gonna give you the best players. Okay, so let's say Pau Gasol, right? It's gonna give the best version of Pau Gasol possible, no matter what team. This Pau Gasol says this was the Grizzlies Pau Gasol, but it doesn't matter what version it is. As long as it's a Pau Gasol card, they're gonna give you the best version. I think I made that more complicated than I need to be, but yeah, I think you guys get what I'm trying to say in terms of they're gonna just no matter what they're gonna play have the best player card, right? So it doesn't matter if positions don't matter. It doesn't matter if there was like not on the Lakers and this is the Lakers team, as you see with that Lamar Odom and that Powell. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna pick the best possible player possible in, right? So and sometimes they even and they stick really solidly to the lock system, but sometimes I've seen them break it just a little bit. And I'll show you. I think at the very one of the last teams they kind of broke it a little bit with the one of those Warriors teams. But yeah, looking here, and it seems like they added a couple cards. And honestly, in my opinion, just to do this, like this Derek Fisher, right? He was isn't he one of the reward cards for one of these? Is he? Let me see. I think he's the reward one for this one, right? Or I might be tripping. He may have been in the game already. I don't know. I thought that Derek Fisher. I can't remember where he is, but I've seen him before. Anyways, yeah. So you can basically plan around this team, right? Looking at this team, what's the biggest weakness? Looking straight up, Luke Walton, right? So come in there with your, if you have like, for me personally, what I could have did, I didn't have to do this, but I could have switched Joel Embiid with my Pau Gasol and had Joel at the four, and he could have bullied the mess out of Luke Walton that entire game, and they would have to start double teaming and things like that. And when you go against a team like this, um, basically this is the only decade or series where you're gonna really have to watch the three ball from here on out. Like after knocking this out, you can pretty much play tight inside ball from the rest of like 70s of course, 80s of course, 90s of course, 2000s and maybe a couple. Let me look at the later teams here. The later teams here may have some 3-point shooters on them, but obviously, yeah, you're pretty good, and you don't got to worry about 3 pointers, except for series right here. So this is the only one I think you have to really worry about 3 pointers, and you kind of have to strategize around that. But other than that, you can just basically tell your team to stay at home as a defensive setting and just crash the boards. Just put those two settings in, and you should be able to easily win a lot of games. Just simply off defense. Defense is what it's really gonna take to win these games. Yeah, you can be really good on offense, but if you're not stopping them, it's gonna make your job a lot harder if you're not stopping them on offense. Because good defense leads to offense. So a lot of times you get easy buckets, easy points by playing really good defense, and as well you're stopping them from scoring, which is going to help you keep that lead in many times. So looking at this team here, obviously a weakness in their backcourt, or I mean front court actually. I always get those mixed up. The front court, which is that Tyson Chandler and Sean Marion, those are kind of lower end cars, not Opal. So you can pulley those around a little bit. But that's Jet Chandler was a defensive monster. I won't lie though, he was pretty solid on defensive end. But anyways, yeah, you can just kind of and let me not start a game there. All right, so teams like this. Um, okay. And there's another thing about this decade really was specific. It has a lot of, like I said, besides being a 3 pointer, this is probably the only decade where they had full team. They're gonna have full teams, right? Especially Raptors had a full team. The Warriors had a full team. Cavs had a full team. They actually no, they had like two random players on Cavs. Spurs had, I don't think, a full team, and he definitely didn't have a full team. So what I mean by that is they don't have benches, right? These teams don't have benches. They don't have substitute players, right? So they have like maybe at best one or two players that come off the bench. Other than that, their bench players are those random fill-in. They just, like just they have like they're like look like Mike Bibby, right? But they have like a white headband on, and they are like 59 overall, so they're like the lowest possible overall, and they're just like fill-in players when I guess 2K doesn't have the rights to some of these players, so um, some of these so they a lot of these teams have fill-in players and don't have the full team, right? So and that's a negative and bad, but it's really I haven't done the 70s yet, but I know for a fact there's gonna be a lot of players on here that's not gonna be on these teams, right? So you're not gonna have to worry too much about the bench coming in, which is a good and bad thing. Not having a bench, right? Their starters will get tired eventually. Sometimes it feels like forever before they get tired. But also the problem with them not having a bench, sometimes it's easier to score when the bench players come in. They're less, they're weaker cars and things like that. So it's a good and bad because their starters have to stay in the whole time. If they don't have substitutes, they will leave their starters in the whole time. I promise you, they won't sub them out unless they start losing really bad. Then they'll bring in the bench, obviously, because they're losing so bad. But once again, this Kobe team, I think they have like maybe one or two subs. This Mavericks team has like three subs. This team has like one sub, and I no, I don't think this team did have a sub. Now I think about it, this team may not have had a sub. The more I think about it, but it might have had one sub. But the rest of the team, it cannot. LeBron has to stay on the court the whole time. D Wade has to stay on the court the whole time. I think they had a center sub, so Bosch or Haslam may have had a break, but Battier, I mean Shane, he had to stay in the whole time. So these guys don't get subs, and positions matter too, right? So LeBron is locked in point guard or center, right? So he can't play his traditional position. So that's another thing too about some of these cards, like out of position sets and things like that. They will have players like this LeBron that's out of position, and he was much more challenging to deal with at point guard rather than at center, which he is in the Cavs. He is center for the Cavs instead of Tristan Thompson, and he was definitely it was definitely a challenge to just stop him at point guard. But as center, he probably had nothing but like 2 3 points or 4 points at center, so he's really much easier to deal with. He even was kind of lacking on defense too on the center end. So positions do matter here, and like I said, they do stick to it. They try to do anyway, really stick to it. There's only one time I've seen them break position is here. This Draymond's at the center, which he shouldn't be, and that's about it. That just that Draymond's at center, which he should not be at center. Um, it's not in his position. So yeah, that was. I think that's about it for that position wise. But other than that, they will force him into position, so it makes it a little bit easier for you. Um, Sometimes when like they can't have like I said like Taylor LeBron since he can't play the three, it makes it a little bit easier, especially if he has to be center or things like that. And it seemed like they made a couple cards just specifically for they knew they were finna drop this set, so it seemed like they like this Kyle Lowry, right? He just came out like what a week ago. That Siakam just came out like yesterday. The Mark Gasol was a reward card, and that Kawhi just came out with same as time as Siakam. It almost seemed like they like put threw these cards together real fast just so they could come out with this set, right, this series. So it's a little bit too coincidence for me, man. Like these cards would have not have been here, or they would have both been like pink diamonds. Um, had it not been for like the recent updates, it seemed like they just did. So that team would have been probably super easy to beat, except for So as far as like I said, difficulty, um, it's super solid, easy. You just really have to play really solid on defense. You have to be really smart with the ball on offense. Because like I said, these teams are opals, right? Like it's like 3 to 4 opals per team. I don't think it's no team that has a full open lineup. Yeah, no team is like I said, four right here. None of them have a full open lineup. Yeah, but like so you get three. Three is the minimum, four max for this whole 2010 one. Um, and like I said, no bench. They have randoms on the bench, so the starters get tired. So when you run a player for the full time, they're more likely to get injured when they're tired, right? And I think LeBron, he got injured in one of these games right at the end. It didn't matter if it was like 10, 20 seconds left or whatever, but he got injured in one of these games just to show, it just goes to show you can't get injured the more tired you are, the longer you play. So that's really bad if they don't have subs. So like I said, it's another advantage for you in terms of that. And you think what else here we got? So yeah, well, going back to gameplay, yeah, it's just like I said, you want to make sure you're getting boards. I should probably make a video on what exactly you should do in game, but it should be. Hopefully, it's easy enough. Hopefully, you have a team, um, a solid enough, a full open. You might not have a full open lineup, but hopefully, you have a solid team that you can, because this is the biggest difference in advantage compared to the previous spotlight challenges, right? This challenge is completely your team. This is all you, man. Like what you can use your full. You don't have no restrictions in lineup, so you can use your team to basically to go against them, right? You don't have to worry about having a certain amount of players on this team or that team. You can use your best players, and that's what makes this the easiest, right? If you have a really great team, this right here takes you nothing, but it's nothing but a thing to you, right? You're just knocking these games out. If you're not really prepared and don't have the best team, then you may struggle to get through some of these games. I only, like I said, only when I had to restart was this Heat game because they were just like they were. I don't even know, they were going off on that, but yeah. Other than that, I won everyone just straight up. Got the Marc Gasol. And like I said, it's definitely worth it. If that was a question, I sometimes make videos. Is it worth doing? It's just definitely worth it because you can, like I said, knock these out within less than five. One of these out in less than 5 hours, right? So that's for an opal, and then you get a pink diamond. So right, so um, let's go look at that mark. We is already on here. Compare them. Let's even compare them to his older version, pink diamond here. Right. It's just straight off the bat. Look at the difference in badges, right? It's he has 33 more Hall of Fame badges. That's insane. But obviously this Pink Diamond Mark came out a while back, maybe like 3 months maybe ago. And so far just looking at the stats, man, I don't think he has very few stats that are. He doesn't have anything below 70, I think, on his card, right? Or anything below 80, like 80 on here. So just solid posts, obviously great shooting. Just compared to the old Mark, like he just outclasses him in a lot of things. He's way better at dunking now. Playmaking went way up. You know, defense is solid. So like I said, just looking at this card, just comparing it to his older one. I mean, he just such a great opal. These aren't like gimme. These are gimme opals, but like they're still really great to have. And obviously, you can tell the level of an opal skill based on their badges. It's just kind of true, like 90% of the time. If they have a lot of Hall of Fame badges, their stats will reflect the amount of badges they have. So yeah, he really does show out on here. Consistency up 98. Was there anything there? Yeah, speed wise, it's super quick, 7-1. Yeah, just kind of just showing how what he stacks up as, and then by the time I'm done with all of them, I should have a whole like wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I should have a full Opal lineup after I'm done with these challenges. Going back to them, let me think really quickly if there's anything I'm missing. I can, if you guys really want, leave a comment and I can definitely make a video of like a gameplay video of how to beat these games real easy and simple. I can come up with some methods for that and make a video for it. If you guys want to see that, leave a comment on that. And as far as like I said, 70 should be super easy, 80 super easy. You just like I really wait. Let me look if I see their teams right. So I'm just gonna say you may get unlucky like this. This is a pretty tough looking team. I forgot that they will have some of those super like stars. Hopefully the 70s a little bit easier. Yeah, maybe not even. Some of these teams may not even have opals. Looking at this one here, they only one they have is that Burnett. So um yeah, the 70 should be really easy. But yeah, the other ones I would probably save the easiest for last. Maybe that's at least my plan challenge. I'm gonna go down the hill is what I'm planning to do. So yeah, so you're gonna get some tough. It's still gonna be competitive even at the lower ends, but I can guarantee you these teams probably don't have a bench on them. It sucks that I wish I got a game or two in on each one just to see how their benches look. But yeah, I'm pretty sure most of these won't have benches. But the more historic it is, though, sometimes they do add in a lot of historic players. So it wouldn't be. And here it looks like they broke it again. The Robin's not supposed to be a center, and that Bill is not supposed to be a power forward. So that's a weird flip. Like it was no need to even like rearrange their lineup like that to look like that because Rodman could have played the four and Bill could have played the five. I don't get why they did it the way they did it. It was literally no need to break the position locks for this lineup. But yeah, they did right there. Yep. Yeah. So that looks solid. Pretty Bulls. You're gonna get. There's like you gotta face them yeah, 6 times. They won 6 times, so that's gonna get annoying. And then also, you have the Warriors weren't annoying 3 times, but the Bulls there will get a very annoying. I promise you that. Oh man, I wish I could. Man, I wish I had went ahead and before I make this video, went ahead and knocked out this Pistons game so I could see the lineup for the Bulls. Cause I bet their lineups it's gonna change obviously once they get Rodman, Dennis. They already have opals for all of those guys. So Harper was Harper. I saw Harper earlier, right? What? Right? Did we not see Harper? No, it was Fisher. Wait, who had a Harper? I know I saw Harper somewhere. Yeah, here he is. So he okay. He's only diamond. Okay, he should probably be the weakest card on their team. They're gonna have Rodman, Jordan, Kukoc, and that Jordan's gonna be the not all 99 Jordan. So that's gonna suck a lot. Once the 90 is probably gonna be the hardest one, honestly, because you're gonna have to go against that 99 Jordan 6 times. So you're gonna have to really, I'm gonna have to really come up with something to kind of really shut him down. But anyways, the other one should be pretty straightforward, easy. Shaq, Kobe combo, gonna have to knock that out. Shaq was gonna be troublesome, especially because that Shaq can shoot. And yeah, so I think as far as that, you're just gonna have to take a little bit of planning each time ahead, right? So let me. So this is what I'm doing next, right? I'm doing the Lakers one. Let me show you what would I do to go ahead and look at this. I see AC Green is probably my easiest bucket. I'm gonna probably be able to just back him down with Powell the whole time. I may switch Embiid and in Gasol's position just so because I think Embiid's a better poster. So he should better, basically, embarrass Green for a bunch of easy buckets straight up, and then we just work from there. Once they start double teaming, and you just kind of work your plan around. Looking at this team, I'm not really scared of them at the 3 pointer. The only person I would really watch a lot heavily is Kobe. I probably set my defense to deny ball on him just to probably keep the ball out of his hand a little bit and make it challenging for him to get the ball. They will have to basically run plays to get Kobe open if you do put that setting in. So you just got to watch out for when they start setting screens for him and, making sure you don't let him get that open shot up. And it's just a lot of things like that. Um, it's very easy counter, and also look at the rewards you get. These are really solid rewards, especially, and you also get about like 1,000 to like 1,400 a game for winning I mean, after winning a game, add on another 1,500. That's almost like 3,000 for each game. So it's pretty solid rewards. It's not like those other rewards. What was the older ones? Older wars weren't trash, but man, they weren't. Yeah, like look at this, 250, 50, like what? 6 tokens at the end. These are compared to that. These are excellent rewards. So that's another bonus you have here. And like I said, 50 games seems like a lot, but if you just do one, probably just do one series a day, and it should pretty much go by quick. I don't think now people are still questioning this right here, this finals thing, and I don't think this means that we have a limited time to do it. I just think they just were just using this basically to demonstrate, to let everyone know that the spotlight thing was here. I don't think it means you have a limited time to get, because you could. I did the math, and to do all 5 of them, it would take you like 17 hours. Obviously, that's not realistic because you're gonna have fouls, timeouts, and loading screens and all of that stuff that's gonna slow you down. But it would take like close to 17 hours, which you could have did all in one day. But it took me just like one whole day to do this one set because I was kind of off and on about it. I even got off 2K for a minute. Went out, I did a bunch of other things. So it took me within a day of me not even fully focusing my attention on this, I was able to knock out one series, right? So it's not like I said, it's super hard. Just give it a little attention, and you should be able to knock this out within less than a week. If you don't want to do it all in one day, which you can do it all in one day, by the way. But anyways, yeah. Hope that was helpful. I hope I didn't miss anything. If I did, leave a comment, leave a like. I'll check the comments too. I may add something if I do remember something. But anyways, yeah. If you guys want a gameplay video of like how to beat these teams, how to plan around them, I can do a full more in depth one. Um, but I hope I broke this down enough for you guys to kind of see what's going on here. But anyways, yeah. If you did enjoy, leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We'll be back with more Red Diversity. We're out. Peace.